Everything went wrong offensively for the Broncos against the Jets in a win. Is it time to panic? The Chargers finally beat the Dolphins. Can Herbert continue to save the Chargers? And then the Raiders pick up a win against the Titans. Are they on the road to success? We'll talk about all three teams. Let's get into it now. Cheers.
Cheers. He can leave this team to Chip Kelly. He can leave this team to
Chip
Gunther.
Kelly? You want to do that at this point?
Dude, I'm not saying I want.
They're like, damn, you lost to the Raiders. You really suck. You got to get out of here, man.
Welcome into the Third and Thirsty podcast, your one-pot stop for Broncos, Chargers, Raiders, Kansas City referee, and Taylor Swift free AFC West banter. I'm Alex Bell. I'm a fan of the 4-2 Denver Broncos. To my left, Omar Rubio, who's a fan of the 4-2 Los Angeles Chargers. And to my right, I have Edgar Larios, who's a fan of the 2-4 Los Angeles, Las Vegas, wherever the hell they decide to play next year Raiders. I always honestly forget. It's week 7. Week 6 is in the books, man.
Flying by, man.
Every freaking week, it just feels like the season's already almost over. And all three of our teams won this week.
Yeah.
So it's a happy pod for all three of us, kind of.
Should be. The only thing that would have made this better is if the Chiefs would have lost.
Yep.
Yeah.
That would have been the perfect week for all of us.
I think we need to start having the conversation of, holy shit, are we scared of the Chiefs again?
Well, I just know that we already beat them once, so we only need to be like maybe half scared of them.
Yeah, man. They got Rasheed Rice coming back. They're playing well. Refs are back on their side. No penalties in the last game, although there was plenty of them to be able to be called. But that's been come to expect with the Chiefs, and it's been confirmed by UTEP.
Yep.
Shout out UTEP. Damn.
Shedding a light on the violence that's been put against all the teams in the NFL, especially in the playoffs. Something that's been obvious to the three of us,
Yep.
and essentially
Definitely.
anyone that watches the NFL, that the refs are definitely favoring the Chiefs. Now it's in hard evidence, and I do like to be able to point to that. But let's get to our three teams. That's enough time that we spent on the Chiefs. Yeah. Watch ESPN if you want to watch stuff with the Chiefs. So let's go through the three games. We always go by the schedule. Broncos played the early game in London. That was 6:30 Pacific time. Was up bright and early for that one. And holy crap, what another boring game. I saw this one meme and had the list of the last 3 times the Broncos have played the Jets, because all 3 of those games have been like that, where it's like 9-10, 11-13, whatever.
Crazy.
Just really crappy games.
Damn.
Last year was the one in the rain against Aaron Rodgers. But someone said, next time the Broncos play the Jets, they need to play at 3:30 in the morning on the Weather Channel. Yeah. I don't even know if I'll be watching the next time they play the Jets, because they're all super boring. And this one was no different. No, we're not going to cover the game much because by the time this comes out, it's going to be Wednesday. The game's going to be recapped to death. But defense balled out. Offense got off to a hot start after the fumble by Troy Franklin, which shout out to Rich Eisen. I love you, but thanks for calling that one. I don't know if you guys watching the game live, but he's literally like, the Jets haven't forced a turnover all year. Bo Nix drops back to pass, and it's a fumble by Troy Franklin. It's like, damn it, Rich. Why do you have to go and say that? Before Bo even dropped back, I was like, this is going to be a turnover on this play.
Oh, damn.
So shout out Rich Eisen if you're listening. You're the man. They really got rolling. Bo was 11-13 in the first quarter for 100 yards, just crushing it. And then Sean Payton just took his foot off the gas and decided to just do everything different than what was working, take him completely out of a rhythm.
Maybe he expected the Jets to make a change, make an adjustment. So he's like, I'm one ahead of them.
That's actually a good point, man. Sometimes it feels like Sean Payton tries to be too smart or too cute and just like stick with what's working, man.
Yeah.
Like let Bo play, let Bo control the game, let Bo go back there and make some quick passes, roll him out off the play action. You don't have to do all this misdirection crap, especially when you find out that it doesn't work. You weren't able to run the ball. I like when the Broncos are able to run the ball, but it wasn't working. What was working was letting Bo play, and he just like completely neutered the offense, and it just stalled completely. It was so frustrating to watch.
Yeah, it is a game of adjustments, but usually you only need to make adjustments if the other team adjusted first.
Yeah.
If they're not adjusting to it, then you're just like doing them a favor from stopping doing what you're doing that's getting you in that position that you're already winning.
Yeah.
So
It's almost like Sean Payton was like, all right, well, this is working. I wonder what else will work. Let me try all kinds of other crap.
He's like, this is a guaranteed win. Let me just go ahead and treat it like a preseason win, like a preseason. Let me try all these new things.
Yeah, but I mean, that's seriously what it felt like. And then just none of it worked all game.
When I was coaching my kids' Pop Warner team, this play totally worked every time. Let's do this.
A quadruple misdirection in the backfield that gets stopped for 6 yards. Let's try it again.
This is how I won my, what was it, the high school?
It was the Pop Warner. It was like, it was hilarious.
Kevin James movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always thought it was a high school, but
No, it was like Pop Warner.
Yeah. It was young kids,
Mhm.
youngins. But yeah, I mean, it was just super frustrating to watch. Matt Pert coming in for left guard over Ben Powers, who's on IR now. That's going to be a big hole for the Broncos to fill going forward. That's my main concern, talking about the offense going forward. Left guard is going to be tough because Matt Pert actually ended up on IR after this game.
out for the season or just out for a couple of weeks.
They just say it's a knee injury, so
Probably weeks.
don't know
Don't
yet.
know.
But, I mean, to be honest, the way he played, probably shouldn't have been out there next week anyway. So
Oh, okay.
he's going to be on IR, but I feel like it's either way he would have been replaced because he was awful. I mean, 3 holding calls, I think. 2 of them came on like first downs on 3rd and long. After the Broncos gained like 20 yards, flag. Now you're going back 10. Just complete drive killers. He was offsides once, I think. Just getting blown up. Even he was pulling on one, and he went and got blown up. So he had a rough game.
So you were saying last week about feeling so glad that you don't have offensive line problems. Welcome to the team, man. Welcome to the offensive line problems team.
Thankfully it's just one.
Yeah.
They got to stay healthy the rest of the positions for sure. But the thing is, the Broncos don't really have a lot of depth at guard. I mean, Matt Pert, he's been a swing tackle his whole career. Now you're putting him in at guard. So they brought in a couple of guys off of practice squads and stuff today. So they got some shifting around and see what they could come up with.
Is that their second guard to go down?
No, thank God. Knock on wood, Quinn Miners is okay.
Okay. I remember somebody else going down, but he was all right then.
Yeah, everyone else is cool on the line. So that's a big concern. You know, a lot of people are talking about Bo Nix and his game. I really don't think he was terrible last week. Obviously off of the hot start. But if you really watch the game, I mean, he only completed 3 passes in the second half, but Sean didn't give him a chance to do anything else. You know, with play calls, he had to throw the ball away quite a bit. And then he had a couple of drop passes. But Sean just wasn't going to give him a chance to cook until that last drive where he had a couple completions. So Bo really, I don't think, was a problem in this game.
Yeah, that defensive line for the Jets was really getting after him. The offensive line maybe wasn't horrible, but it was probably their worst game of the year. And that's something to say that they didn't do horrible, but it wasn't a good game. And it was probably their worst of the year.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have that chemistry when you have someone in there new, right?
No.
So it completely changes everything.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked because, I mean, the week before when Dallas played them, Javonte Williams, had almost over 100 yards against the Jets or close to 100.
Yeah, he's crushing.
So I thought the Broncos, at least Harvey or Dobbins was going to just, at least have a good day. I wouldn't say over 100, but it looked like that run was really slowed down.
They could not run the ball at all on Sunday. That was pretty frustrating to watch. So they got to get that back on track against the Giants for sure. But that's not going to be easy. We'll get into it next pod. Where the Giants have a pretty solid front line. So,
dude, you were frustrated with the Broncos offense. I was watching that game and I was so frustrated with the Jets offense. It was so
dude,
bad.
Justin Fields. Oh my God.
Yeah, the worst. I think the coach made it even worse by trusting him instead of a 62-yard field goal. At that point, you've seen what your offense has been doing.
You for sure have a better chance.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, dude, you're not gonna have a chance here. When I saw them lining up, I'm like, oh wait, do they have a timeout? Maybe they're gonna try to jump. Oh wait, they don't have a timeout. They can't get him to jump off sides.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you're not gonna get the ball back with that little bit of time.
No.
Go for the field goal and hope that he makes it,
or hope for a leverage call.
Yeah,
you are playing the Broncos after all.
Yeah.
I got to give the flowers to the defense real quick. We're focusing on the offense, but I mean, 9 sacks. Justin Fields was terrible. A lot of those were cover sacks, but there was a few times where, Justin did have some people open, but just held on to the ball forever. And when he did get the ball out, he was off time. He wasn't in wide open
He was
guys.
late on a lot of passes.
Even that third down to Garrett Wilson that Hufanga blew up, which honestly could possibly save the game because that would have got him close to the sticks. That would have been another 8 or 9 yards. They could have kicked a shorter field goal, but Hufanga blew it up. Shout out Hufanga. But he was way late on that and behind him. And it was just like, like you hit that throw, you could pull off this crazy win that I just would have been so pissed off now. But thankfully, the Broncos pulled it off. But I don't know, you guys watching that game, the Broncos offense, how good did you feel about that, being that you're rooting against the Broncos?
It felt good that you guys could not move the ball whatsoever.
It was pretty rough.
The little bit of hope that you had last week for your run game that showed out, that went.
I mean,
that
run game's been pretty solid all season.
Right down the drain this week, at least this week. You know,
Yeah.
They keyed in on it. Maybe they watched some film, certain things, certain tendencies, certain schemes. They knew what was coming. Maybe so. That'd be something to worry about, is just getting the running game actually going. It just seems like it's 1 week yes, 1 week no, 1 week yes,
Yeah,
1
it's
week
very,
no.
very up and down. Very up and down.
The way I see it is like, I feel like you guys have a really good offense.
Feel better about it than I do.
I didn't say all that.
Honestly, I'm questioning like Sean Payton's play calling. You know, like you said in the beginning of the first half, Bo was on a roll. He wasn't, he was getting the ball out. He was being like a good manager, but he went away from that for no reason. I feel like that's been him the entire season. Just the team's doing good, and all of a sudden, just like it just changes out of nowhere. So the good thing is that even if you guys are having these issues, like you guys have the defense, and you guys can like at least score. So it's like it's not like your mistakes are keeping you guys from winning games, so I would say honestly, like, I wouldn't worry so much, but I definitely will have to keep an eye on Sean Payton at this point.
Yeah, I mean, if you had to put your finger on whether it's Sean or Bo at this point, that I'm more frustrated with is definitely Sean. Watching Bo play, he's missed a couple of opportunities. There's no doubt about that, but he's not turning the ball over. Last couple of games he's gone without a pick, and he doesn't need to be like a superhero. He doesn't need to be what Herbert's doing for the Chargers right now. Bo Nix, with the defense that he has, all he needs to do is game manage and get out there and score like 20 points a game, and you're going to lock up a bunch of wins. So I don't know why Sean's not just letting him just kind of be that game manager, get some quick passes out, work off the play action. Don't do anything too crazy, and get out there, score 20 points, go and get a win.
Well, maybe that's why he's doing it. He doesn't want him to, think he's got to dip into his bag to make a crazy play. Let's just keep it safe. We got our defense to trust. If we don't score on offense, whatever, if we get 3 points, then that's more than we're going to give up. Let's just manage the game. I don't want you to get outside of the box. Let's keep you safe. Let's keep the ball on our team when it's on offense, and let's take the ball away when we're on defense.
Yeah, the Broncos have been much better when he just lets Bo play.
I'm not. Yeah, I mean, from what I remember, Sean Payton, I've never seen him be like that, like conservative. I guess
conservative.
Yeah, I've never seen him like that. He's always been like attack. So him just, like I said, him just switching up like in the middle, like halfway that's what I'm saying. I think common.
Maybe he's trying to protect Bo instead of let him go out there and throw a couple picks, and then maybe his confidence, goes down.
That's fair. Bo's thing's never really been about confidence, though. He's always been a pretty confident player. So I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. Like, I just think it's really weird because I don't see Bo being the issue, and clearly he has weapons around him, and I mean, luckily you guys are 4-2, but.
Right.
Like I said, every single one of these games have been close because Sean, like, he switches up the plays out of nowhere, like, or the scheme or whatever he's doing. So yeah, I don't know if he's protecting him, so be it. But some of these games are going to be very close, so I don't know if he really wants to be doing that a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. See, I mean, these 2 weeks coming up, you got the Giants, who again they have a good front, but their secondary is a little sketchy. And then the next game, you got the Cowboys, who have like the worst defense in the history of the NFL.
Yep.
So it's a good litmus test of, if the Broncos are still struggling after these next two games, then yes, I'll definitely be panicking. But I'm holding off until those 2 games to say. They've shown flashes every single game. They just need to put a full game together, which they haven't quite done yet. Even the Bengals, they scored the 28 points. They really should have scored like 40 in that game. There was a couple missed opportunities that they didn't take advantage of. So definitely need to do that going forward. One thing I will say before we move on, Broncos won 3 games in a row, and Bronco fans are definitely used to this. After each Bronco win, you watch like the mainstream media talk about games, national media. After the Bengals game, the narrative was, man, the Bengals are really bad without Joe Burrow. Don't talk about the Broncos at all. Then they beat the Eagles. It's like, man, the Eagles, are they in trouble? What's going on in Philadelphia? Then this week, it's the same thing with the Jets. It's like, man, the Jets are really bad with Justin Fields, and they never talk about the Broncos, and I love it because they just continue to just kind of fly under the radar. They're 4-2. They're not being talked about too terribly much unless it's in the context of another team that they just beat the shit out of. And I hope they continue to do it again this week when they're talking about, oh, man, is Scatterboo and Dart just not as good as we thought they were? Which is going to be their narrative next week.
I mean, I was watching NFL Network, and they were saying that you guys have one of the best defense, but
they have to say that now.
One of the worst offenses.
Definitely not one of the worst. They're tripping if they're saying that. It's definitely not one of the best, but it's not one of the worst.
Yeah, I mean, I've never said it was one of the yes, exactly. It was exactly what you said.
Love it. Bronco Country, Raider Nation, Charger fans, whatever you call yourselves, all 6 of you. Really appreciate it if you do us a huge favor. Help us grow this channel. Hit the like button. Takes a second. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. Let us know how we're doing. Talk some trash about the other teams. Whatever it is you want to do in there. We don't care. Just leave one. It really helps us out. Get back to the show. Cheers. Instagram, Third and Thirsty Podcast. Follow us there.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next game. Chargers, Dolphins. Squeaked one out.
Man, that was tough.
Some might say edged.
It was. I was at the edge of my seat there at the end of the game. So, like that last minute and a half of the game was just basically what the whole game was. A lot of back and forth. A lot of.
It felt like at one point they were not within reach. They were just going to run away with it.
That's what it seemed like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then, and even the Dolphins, I don't know how Waller got that open there at the end. That was just some dumb play by the defense, which as high as I was on them at the beginning of the season, they've turned that around. Unfortunately, their defense is the run defense has really just been getting gashed week after week the past 3 weeks. Hopefully we get some reinforcements here soon that can help that out. But I mean, right now that's what the players that we have out there is who we have to play with, and we have to make some adjustments. And usually that's who I'm not worried about making adjustments is the defense. This week the offense is the one that made adjustments. The first half wasn't great. Second half started getting better, but fourth quarter, man, they really turned it on. Justin Herbert really went beast mode, went superhero, whatever you want to call it. Threw the team on his back and made the plays he had to make down the stretch to put his team in a position to win the game. And then luckily, Dicker the kicker, God, I love him.
I know you felt really confident about him, and so did I when I was watching. I was like, of course this is going to go in, but that long snapper almost kind of screwed it up. He kind of threw it back here.
Yes.
The placeholder had to grab it back up here and then slam it back down.
Yep, and that's our backup long snapper, so that's another backup that we have in there that we had to sign off the street once our long snapper went down, like the last preseason game or like the first game of the season.
He almost found himself back on the street there.
Yeah, but no, yeah. As soon as Dicker comes in, I have no worries that he's not going to make it.
He's not going to shank one, you know that.
No,
still
not
got to
at
get the
all.
ball down. You got to get it over the line.
Yes, he actually made a long field goal earlier in the game. It would have been a 69-yard field goal.
Nice.
But it was negated by the Dolphins' leverage penalty. Got us 15 yards. Didn't change much. Just Chargers got more time of possession, moved it like 15, 20 yards, and then he got another field goal. So Dicker, he tried his best to save my fantasy team this year. But I mean, this week, but didn't help enough. I got whooped in fantasy this week.
Yeah.
Luckily, the Chargers won, and I didn't have to have 2 losses on the day.
Yeah, well, I had Bijan go off last night and won me by 0.02 points.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. Shout out Bijan Robinson. So the Chargers, back to them. Herbert doing his thing. Do you really feel like he could carry the third, fourth, fifth string Chargers through the next couple of games, through the weeks? How long could he do it?
And yeah, that offensive line is in shambles. Luckily, the offensive line or the offensive coordinator made some adjustments this week. Did a lot of max protecting, quick passes, and just kind of let Herbert make his quick reads. And if it's not there, then tuck it away. You got to get out of harm's way. Can he keep doing it? Yes, of course he can, because he's got the arm talent. He's got the decision making. He's got the legs to do it. It all depends on whether the offensive line can keep him healthy. If the offensive line can't keep him healthy, then there's no reason. There's no way. There's no way he can't go out there and play with broken legs, broken arms, broken ribs, and everything. He can. He's gonna try,
Yeah.
but how effective will he be? Not very.
You can't play if you're not in the game.
Yeah.
You're
So
like the dude from Not Another Teen movie, the offensive lineman.
I mean,
Let's see.
maybe he's got some extra concussions to give up now.
Yeah.
He can come play offensive guard for us. But no, yeah, the offensive line did better with, like I said, they did a lot of max protecting, which keeping in 2 tight ends. There's limited options there for pass catchers, because there's only 1 or 2 on the field at that point. But at least you get the run game going, which they did. That's going to help out Justin Herbert too. It is against probably the worst defense in the league. The Dolphins, not very good at all. Have a couple bright spots, but hey, this was a get right game, and at least the Chargers' run game got right.
Man, barely got right, squeezing it
That's
at
awesome.
the end.
One thing I will say is that honestly, when I saw the Jets and the Broncos game, and then I watched that Chargers and with Tua, I was like, why is Tua and freaking Fields playing almost similar? Like, this dude's holding onto the ball as much. I mean, he's throwing touchdowns or he's getting the ball out, but man, I'm like, you guys both play like, I mean, Gino's playing like ass too, but fuck, man. Like, when I saw Field and I saw Tua, I was like, it could be worse, a lot worse, because man, Justin Fields, he was pissing me off, and I'm not even a Jets fan.
That's what I'm saying. It was frustrating when you asked earlier. Yeah. What was the frustrating part?
And then like Tua, I mean, yeah, it was frustrating, but like, like that game was just back and forth and everything. But
Tua sucks. It seemed like he put his best foot forward for sure on that last drive, though. Had made a couple big plays. I mentioned in the offseason we went over the teams that we hate the most outside of the division. Mine was the Dolphins. For a couple of different reasons. But I think we added another one this week, which is another reminder that they took Tua over Herbert. Would have been awesome if they took Herbert instead of Tua. Wouldn't have to worry about seeing Herbert twice a year.
Imagine seeing Tua.
Yeah, that would be nice. Tua sucks. And this was just unfortunate because he seems like a good dude, but I think the writing's on the wall with him now.
He's definitely.
Quarterback.
Yep.
Yeah, if he doesn't have the perfect situation around him, which he hasn't for a while. The Chargers have a tough schedule coming up, man.
Very tough.
Colts, which their defense is okay, but keeping up with that offense is going to be really difficult. But then you got the Vikings, their defense, obviously, with Brian Flores, they're running the show. Then you take a step back with the Titans, and you get a long week, a little mini bye. But then you got the Steelers, who are second in the league in sacks behind the Broncos. They have 20. The Broncos have 30. So way behind, because that's only because the Broncos kick the shit out of everybody they play and have the best pass rush of all time. But then they got the Jags. Things light up. Then they got the Raiders after a bye. But these next couple of games are going to be tough, man.
Yeah, hopefully
keeping Herbert healthy and allowing him to continue to do his things not going to be terribly easy, especially on a short week, having to play that against the Vikings.
Yeah, well, hopefully we're getting some reinforcements back.
What's the deal with Alt now? Is he on IR?
No, he's not. So he's out of a walking boot. Hopefully he's coming back to practice in some capacity this week, maybe playing this week. If not, hopefully by the week after. So never know with high ankle sprain, especially with a big guy like that. you don't want to push it and then have him re-agitate it. So I see him most likely coming back not this week against the Colts, but the following week.
I don't know why they wouldn't just put him on IRR and let him sit the Vikings game, let him sit the Titans game, and then come back strong against the Steelers. But hey, you know what, man? It's their life. Do what they got to do.
You also, with as many injuries as the Chargers have had, you can only use up so many of those IRs for return. You only get so many a year, so
That's true, and the Chargers have like a million.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got to pick and choose, and it's early in the season. Who knows if somebody will go down in a couple weeks, but has a chance to come back by the end of the season.
Yeah,
So they don't want to use them all up now and then not be able to use them later.
fair enough.
So if they can weather the storm for a week or two, then that's what they're trying to do right now. But on the defensive side, Khalil Mack is out of a elbow brace. I think they'll open up his window this week. Denzel Perryman, he had 2 full practices last week and still didn't start. So I'm assuming he'll start this week. That'll be a big boost in the run defense. Both of those players, Khalil Mack and Denzel Perryman, will be a huge boost in the run defense. So reinforcements are on their way, and they already brought in some reinforcements last week. I said as much that they needed some pass rush with what they had on the field the week before was not doing it. They traded for Odafe Owe from the Baltimore Ravens.
Nice name pronunciation.
First
Crushed
play.
that one.
Mm-hmm.
First play, sack. That's more production than anybody else besides Thule had like the rest of the season.
He had 100% sack rate at that point. That's pretty solid.
Yes, he did. That's some good math there, Alex.
PFF love that. Yeah, man, it's gonna be tough for these guys coming up.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll definitely see. Anything else you guys want to add for the Chargers before we move on to the Raiders?
No.
Nope. Just shout out for making me look smart and agreeing that they needed some pass rush. Chargers, way to go.
Yeah. Might have an internship there for you in the front office there.
Maybe.
All right, let's
You're
get.
gonna be like, here comes the Make-A-Wish pie.
That's rude. Let's get to the Raiders. They finally pick up a win against the Titans.
Yeah, they finally got a win. Finally, Gino didn't ruin it.
He tried.
Yeah, he definitely tried.
He tried his best.
He always tries his best to throw away a game.
No,
Especially
yeah.
now.
But yeah, I mean, it wasn't pretty. Even with the Titans, the offense still didn't like. It didn't really like stand out like too crazy. It was still having issues in the red zone and all that. That offensive line is just still struggling, giving Gino way too many problems.
I can't wait for the Broncos to play the Raiders.
Yeah, that's something that's not gonna.
They're gonna have like 13 sacks.
Yeah, so I mean, it wasn't pretty, but dub's a dub. That defense, man, like when it comes down to it, that defense literally won us the game. Came down to 6 sacks, a forced fumble, an interception, and I think that was pretty much it. And then we held the Titans to 84 yards in the first half. I think they only got like 184. So yeah, like that defense was on it. But by the second half, you can tell that defense was getting tired, and that offense, like I said, wasn't. I mean, they were able to score, like I called it. Ashton Genty scored his touchdown, but yeah, this red zone offense is just not working. People want to blame it on Gino, but this offensive line just cannot. It just can't protect them. When after that fumble that we got at the 2-yard line. We try to run it in. We ran it in like twice. We try to do something. They try to do something fancy, which was stupid. But yeah, they tried running it, and Gentile had to do his thing. Like he had to break tackles and everything. So yeah, right now this offensive line is just not working. It's not doing its job. It's one of the things that it's really like holding this team back. But I'm never gonna complain about a win though. After
They're gonna come pretty far and few between these next couple of years.
yeah,
man.
because I'll be honest with you, like if they would have lost, I probably wouldn't have been here today. I'll tell you this much.
Down to
last,
a pod.
last week would have been my last pod, and next comment would have been like, "Yeah, Edgar quit."
Edgar quit the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. They got to win. No one watched that game except for you and like 4 other people.
Well, the Titans ownership did.
Oh yeah,
They
they
watched
fired their
that.
coach.
They
They watched
definitely
that game
watched
it.
very closely.
Yeah, Raiders certified coach slayers, man.
They're like, damn, you lost to the Raiders. You really suck. You got to get out of here, man. You got to get out of here.
I mean, they've done that to a couple coaches.
The Raiders? You
Did
talking
that-
about their own coaches?
They did that to the
a couple
Chargers,
yeah.
and then
That is true.
they got the head coach and the GM fired for losing to the Raiders.
Yeah, well, you lose to the Raiders, that's a pretty good litmus test of yeah, you suck. So yeah, the Raiders are back in the win column, man. So with that, the question posed was, are they on the right path to success at this point?
Yeah. So when I brought that up, honestly, it was just a trick question because honestly, you can't even tell right now. It's too early in the season.
Trick question.
Like a lot of people, like I know a lot of haters are gonna be like, yeah, they're ass. Of course, we're a fucking brand new team,
We're
brand
not
new coach, brand new everything.
where the conversation is right now.
So
Are they on the right path?
So right now, like obviously, like there's just too many new things. But I do like the direction that they're taking this team because as much as a lot of Raider fans, yes, Gino came out saying that we're going to compete, and yes, he has these players competing. Sadly, they're not fucking good because we don't have a lot of depth. We the last couple of years we haven't done good in free agency. We haven't done good in drafts. So of course we have a struggling team. Let this guy build a good team. We finally have good linebackers. Our defensive line is honestly our strongest thing in this whole entire team. We have young corners. We have a whole brand new offense. Let them build so they can so next year or the following years, Pete can literally basically build a competing team, So right now, like as much as yes, they're struggling. Gino's having a horrible freaking year, and even I want to bench him. But who the hell are we gonna put in? But anyways,
Little hands, Kenny Pickett.
yeah, like put him in. You guys are gonna even complain about him. Like just let Gino fucking play. He's not gonna be our future quarterback. They were already looking at the quarterback for Oregon next year and Indiana. We might end up having a freaking division full of quarterbacks from Oregon at this point.
Minus Patrick Mahomes. True.
Minus Patrick Mahomes. But yeah, so at this point, like I said, is it a good, bad team? Clearly, right now we're bad. I'm not gonna say but
horrid, terrible.
Is it? But the problem, but the thing was, is it on the right path? And honestly, with the people in the office and with the coach, I believe so.
Boy, that's a true Raider fan speaking, man. Well, that's what you guys been saying the last 20 years.
Yeah, but last 20 years we didn't have an actual coach and an actual GM.
You would have said that last year though with Antonio Pierce. You guys were all on his.
Yeah, because I mean, honestly, like I'll be honest with you, like I honestly think that if he would have just stayed a coach, like we would at least had some consistency. Like the thing is for me is like, do I wish they would have picked up Pete Carroll last year? Of course. But the thing is right now at this point, we need consistency. Like the last time that we had a pretty decent competing team was John Gruden, and he was coaching for 3 years until like he had to leave.
Yeah.
So like we need consistency.
You guys are consistent.
Not that kind of consistent.
Consistent.
I mean, honestly, we can say that you guys are consistent too. But
all right, so here's my problem with the Raiders and why I don't think they're on the right path. Now they do have John Spytek, which I know he's super well respected, so they got that going for him. That's a positive. But they have a coach who's 73. He's a young 73, but he's still 73, man. He's not going to be alive for another 10, 15 years. Okay. It's kind of funny, but at the same, average lifespan of a male is 83.
Okay. And that's a fair statement, but I am going to say this. The whole career that he was with the Seahawks, yes, he was 10 years, he was probably 64 or whatever, 54, I don't know. But in the end of the day, the entire time he was with the Seahawks, he only had 2 losing seasons, which was 7 and 9.
I'm not saying he's not a good coach. He's a great coach.
Exactly.
He's awesome. But he's 73. He's not going to be there forever. He's not going to be there very long.
Yeah, but the thing is that like
let me explain.
Okay, even if
here's my problem with it. He's 73. He's a very good coach. He's 73 years old. He has a 35-year-old quarterback who's not very good anymore, and it's very, very, very clear. So he's going to need to get a new quarterback. He's 73. He has an edge rusher who's definitely in his prime. He's great, but he's in his prime. That means the end of his prime is coming pretty soon. So I don't know. 3 years, he's still going to be one of the best pass rushers in the league? Probably not.
It'll be there. It'll be up. It'll be still like a Khalil Mack. I see. Like
he'll be on his way down. He's definitely not going to be on his way up.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll, 73. And then you just look at the rest of the team. Yeah, they're all young. But when Pete Carroll moves on, because, again, he's 73 years old, okay, now you're bringing a new head coach. You're bringing a new quarterback who's either going to be 1 or 2 years in the league. You could definitely win with a quarterback with 1 or 2 years in the league, but you got to hit on that quarterback. So you're counting on hitting on the quarterback, counting on Pete Carroll not being 73 years old. You're counting on Max Crosby, your best defensive player, not falling off a cliff in a couple years, which, I mean, look, he's in the prime of his career. He's a great player, but 3-4 years from now, when you're hoping to be good, he's not. I've been saying for a while they should have traded Max Crosby. I know he wants to be a Raider, and I respect the hell out of that. But what is he doing on this team right now? He's the best player on a very bad team that isn't winning. So what's the point of keeping him around? Good teams move on from players like that, and it's hard to do it. The Broncos moved on from Von Miller. Trust me, I know it sucks. But, I mean, it's just at the end of the day, it's a business decision. What is Max Crosby doing on this team?
Okay, so your first question. Yes, Pete, yes, he's only going to be there for the next 3 years. You're not wrong. But what I believe that he's going to do, he's going to build this team to whoever he leaves, just like he did with the Seahawks. Whoever he leaves the team to can continue going on whatever they're doing. He can leave this team to Chip Kelly. He can leave this team to
Chip
Gunther.
Kelly? You want to do that at this point?
Dude, I'm not saying I want that. I'm just saying he can do any of that. For me, what I'm saying is that we need to build something. So I believe that even if the third year we're building, I honestly think by the third year he's gonna have a lot better solid team. Let's say he wants to retire, sure, so be it. At least
old,
I mean, if he wants to, in the end of the day, if he wants to,
he's old.
But, okay. But in the end of the day, what I'm saying, like, he can literally, the next coach that's going to come after him, he's going to have something better to work with than what we have now.
Okay.
And now, in a second, let me go ahead and tell you the Max Crosby. Let me go ahead and tell you the Max Crosby. I love Max Crosby. I respect him. He's the best fucking player in the Raiders.
Yeah.
I could honestly say he's my favorite player. Do I think they should trade him? I don't want to trade him, but should they trade him? That's on them. If they didn't want to trade him, that's on them. If he doesn't want to, he didn't want to get traded, like I said, that's on him. If the Raiders last minute decide to trade him and they get something less than they could have gotten now, guess what? That's on them. So at the end of the day, bro, I get what you're saying. Yes, Pete's not going to be here the entire time for this rebuild to happen. Max Crosby's probably he's never going to sniff the playoff win with his team. But at the end of the day, this team needs to build something. And I don't want the Raiders to fire Pete and then bring another coach in and then all of a sudden again go through the same thing we're going out right now because we have nothing to work off of.
Okay, so I get what you're saying, but also you're kind of proving my point. When you're building from nothing, which the Raiders are because they suck, look at your own division. The Broncos need to rebuild. They bring in Sean Payton, knowing that he could be there for 10, 15 years if he wanted to be. Look at John Harbaugh. He could be there 10, 15 years. Years ago when Andy Reid came in, you knew he could be there for 10, 15 years. Building a team up doesn't just take a couple years and then handing off and hoping you hit again. You want to have a coach that's going to be there for 10, 15 years that could continue to build. Maybe have a guy like Herbert has.
I was about to say, especially if you don't
Harbaugh
have something
Sean
already in
Payton.
place.
And again, like I said, I agree what you're saying, and I get what you're saying. But like I'm literally telling you, at this point, even if we move on from Pete, we're still going to go ahead. It's another cycle. Now, if that's what they want to do, if that's what they have to do and that's what they're going to do, then so be it. But at this point right now, what I'm saying is if they're going to keep Pete, this is what needs to happen. At the end of the day, I get what you're saying. This team needs a head coach that's going to be young enough to be here long enough for this team to be built. Yes, P only has three seasons. He may not even reach those 3 seasons. But like honestly, at this point for me, I'm tired of the new coaches. You
Well,
know, so yes, I'm
you're gonna
literally
have another one in a couple of
yes.
years.
But the thing is, for me, it's like I would rather have him build whatever he's gonna built something out of this fucking team. Because I will say this: John Gruden took 3 years until we made it to a playoff game.
Right.
So, am I saying that's going to happen with Pete? No, but I would rather let another coach that has experience to build a team, regardless if they like he has to leave later on. Like, yeah, it sucks. Like, I'm not sitting here being like, oh, this is the best idea ever. No,
Maybe his son could take over.
like,
Maybe his son could take over.
fuck, man.
Maybe that's his plan.
I'd rather take fucking Josh McDaniels back.
Oh, yeah, don't say that.
But yeah, like you're not wrong. Like honestly, I'm
know,
not saying you're wrong, but the way I see it is like that. Now, by next year, they can fire Pete. You know, last minute they can be like, you know what? They finally it clicks in them, or they probably be like, oh, Alex was right on third and thirsty. You know, but at the end of the day, bro, like I said, you know, at this point, if they want to go ahead and get rid of Pete, then so be it. Raider Nation, you're just another 3 more years that you're gonna have to wait, or another 24 more years that you have to wait.
It's gonna be a long way.
Yeah,
man, with the division you're in.
But the thing is that like with Pete, you know, like I said, at that point for me, Pete's a lot more closer than what it'd be with the new coach. You know,
Yeah.
is it close enough? Probably. Fuck no.
No.
But it's a lot closer than it would be with the new head coach.
And like how he said, you're hoping that next year you'll hit on a quarterback. You just made your chances of getting the top quarterback worse by winning this week.
Yeah,
you know, the Jets got you guys beat there right now.
Yeah, that's
for the top.
Yeah,
the
that's
choice for
100%. You're not wrong about that. But like I said,
But you don't want to, as a coach right now for him, he's not looking for that. He's trying, like you said, trying to build on something, trying to build a culture. That's what he's trying to build is a culture.
Yeah.
He's not at this point with the team that he has, the players that he has in hand. You're not going to be a good team, but you're trying to build that culture that you can instill. And then next year, when the new crop of guys comes in, you're not trying to build that culture. It's already there, and you're just bringing in new guys and letting them know that this is how it is, and not like, oh, this is what we're trying to do. No, this is what it is, and this is what you're trying to get to.
That's a better way of saying it. Then yes, he's just trying to build a better culture. My bad.
So here's my issues with it. You just brought up a couple of good points that kind of triggered a couple of things for me here. He wants to build a new culture to pass it on. How often do we see that really work? Look at Belichick. All of his guys that he had underneath him, he wanted to pass on the culture with Josh McDaniels.
But
did that work out in Denver? No. Did it work out with the Raiders? No.
I'm not going to say that.
Did it work out with any of his guys?
True, but
it doesn't work.
But look at the seat. Look at how many NFL coaches are in today that were part of Pete Carroll's coaching tree.
It's a little
Dan Quinn.
Yeah.
What's that? Seahawks? Not the Seahawks. The Panthers head coach.
Oh yeah,
those are all part of history, and there's also more others that were also coaching with him. Now you're right. The next time may not hit. You know, we may just be go through another head coaching cycle, try and look for that, another head coach. But at least like we have the the culture already built. We know what we want basically. So I'm not saying honestly, it sounds like it's horrible, we are in a horrible situation, but I mean, that's basically where the situation the Raiders are in. Can Pete Carroll fix his? Can Pete Carroll fix his organization? Not by himself. Especially with the time limit that he's on. So, yeah, do I think that he can pass it on to somebody better? Only one can hope. But in the future, he has created good head coaches.
And that's my last point. We'll put a bow on this because we do have to kind of move on. And you guys can respond to this, of course, if you want.
I already know the comments. People are going to already say a bunch of stuff.
Well,
I can already see it.
Omar said, you're hoping to hit on a quarterback. You're hoping to hit on a head coach in a couple of years. It's like, okay, you're hoping to hit on a quarterback in a year. You're hoping to hit on a head coach in 2-3 years. You know what the Broncos are doing? They know who their head coach is going to be in 3 years.
Yeah, but
who else they're going to know?
How many times were they hope?
3 years.
True, but how many times were you guys hope? How many times
the Chiefs? That they know. That's what I'm saying.
True.
It's like when you're building up, Like you want to know, you want to have those certainties of like, we have our guy for the next 10, 15 years. You don't want to go like, well, man, if things go right, we can hit on a quarterback in a year. If things go right, we can hit on a head coach after Pete Carroll moves on.
So what if we get a good quarterback, but yet our team sucks, and then those years just go pass by with nothing?
Well, I don't know. You tell me. You've been doing that for the last
Exactly
20
my
years.
point. So like that's what I'm saying. We need to build something, regardless if down the road, like maybe next year. I mean, I have a strong feeling they're going to go for a quarterback next year. But what if maybe they don't? Maybe they go nothing but offensive linemen and all this other defense and stuff, and they skip the quarterback. Do I think they should? No. But what if they don't even go for quarterback next year?
That's kind of my point. Yeah,
You know, so I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying like, do I think they're like I said, I personally think there's a quarterback next year they can get. Is that a guarantee they're going to get him? No. But there's plenty of quarterbacks coming in next year that are a lot more talented than they were this year. And I'm not saying that's only 1, 2, 3. There's a lot of quarterbacks coming in this year.
Yeah.
So like, is there a good chance that the Raiders are going to get the quarterback they want? No, but there's a lot of good quarterbacks that they can build something from. And is he going to hit? Probably not. But they're going to have to go ahead and they're going to continue to have to get quarterbacks. If they go for a first rounder, then yeah, they're going to go with him. But if they're going to continue to try to draft quarterbacks until they hit.
Let's end it with this. Right coach, wrong situation.
Yeah.
No, right? I mean,
Yeah, right
true,
coach,
but,
wrong situation.
yeah, that's 100%
Yeah.
true, and that's why I keep telling you,
Wrong
especially Raider Nation.
Yeah, wrong situation. Year,
Especially-
not team, year even.
No.
Just wrong situation.
Of course, no. But the reason why, like, I also want to say this: Raider Nation, you guys need to know that he took a bigger bite than he can chew when he took over this. When he tried to coach, he's tried to be the coach for this team. He thought that he had players in that were going to actually he was going to be able to like coach, and they were going to do fine in this scheme. He got a rude wake up call, you know. So there was an interview after the Colts where they told him, "Did you think that it was going to take this long?" He's like, "No, I didn't think it was going to take this long." So yeah.
Maybe we should have not broken through that whiteboard and saved it to drop some plays or something.
Maybe they should have done better scouting.
Let's move on. That was a good conversation. Good question there, Edgar. So last segment, IPAs and seltzers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Okay, let's do it. So again, anyone that's watching us for the first time, IPAs is Impact Player Award. Shout out to Omar for that idea. IPAs are obviously the best beers in the world as well. So we hand them out to the best player or best outside force or whatever. We get a little creative sometimes. And then we give out seltzers to the worst player or worst outside source just because seltzers suck and you only hand them to people that you don't want to give a beer to.
You don't want to waste a beer on them.
So we'll go through the schedule again. That means I'm going to start off with my IPA. Obviously not going to be anyone on the offensive side of the ball after that last performance. Gosh, I mean, there's so many people on the defensive side. I haven't given this much thought, so I'm just going to give it to Vance Joseph, man. He's scheming the hell out of that defense, really utilizing all the talent that they have, which is a ton. Obviously, last year's DPOY in Sertan, and then this year's favorite now officially on betting odds is Nick Bonito. When I'm in Colorado next week, I'm definitely going to use my freedom to be able to use my own fucking money to bet on gambling or gamble on sports and put some money on Nick Bonito to win some money there on DPOY. But Vance Joseph, got to hand a seltzer, or not a seltzer, a IPA to you.
I was about to say, I'm like, dude, you switched up real quick.
Got to hand all. You know what, man? You're getting a 12-pack of IPAs. That was another awesome performance. I hope that the Walmart crew just pays you enough to stick around. Don't take a head coaching job, please.
Maybe not a 12-pack, but a 9-pack with the 9 sacks.
The 9 sacks, dude. That's right. A 9-pack of IPAs for you, my friend Vance Joseph. I'm sorry I ever doubted you. The 70-20 game is out of my memory forever.
For my IPA, I've been holding off on giving it to him all season, waiting for something. Wasn't the best game numbers wise overall, but just the way he took the team over or put it on his back, finished off the game. Justin Herbert, fourth quarter, he literally was beast mode as far as a quarterback could do. Once he shrugged off that 2 sacks pretty much on that last second to last play, one of the last plays on that throw to McConkey. Man, I was sure that he was down and we were going to be out of the field goal range. We are going to run out of time, but hey, he made it happen and got us in field goal range. So
Yeah,
Justin
he's
Herbert.
made a couple of game-winning plays this year. That one against Denver too. I'm still trying to erase from my memory.
Yep. Justin Herbert. I'm pretty sure it's not the last one of the year either.
Until the playoffs start. Edgar?
So mine, I can honestly do some honorable mentions.
I finally got a win, man. You got to
Michael Mayer. I know
Yeah.
he stood out. He took over Brock Bowers' position, got over 45 yards, got his touchdown. Was really moving the ball, but my IPA is gonna go to the one and only. He's back, dude. Fucking balling since he's been. Now that he's healthy, he's hot like a heat-sinking missile, and that's Devin White. He had over 11 tackles. He got the forced fumble that made us that lined us up at the 2-yard line. And right before the half, when Titans were moving the ball, we thought they were going to. I actually thought they were going to get close enough to kick a field goal. Jonah Laolu, which is another guy that's actually balling out for us, he tips the ball, and Devin White just, he could have literally went for the sack, but he covers, which he never does, and he came up with that sack, the easy interception. Sorry, so yeah, Devin White, he had one hell of a game.
All right, Devin White IPA. Some happy IPAs from Edgar. We haven't seen that in a while. All right, seltzers for the people that deserve it and definitely don't deserve a beer. For the Broncos, or at least for mine that I'm going to be giving out, gosh, man, again, one I haven't really thought about. Could go anyone on the offense, essentially. Could go Sean Payton again. I don't want to give him a third one. Really going to stack out for Sean Payton.
So he's competing with Geno on those seltzers.
Yeah, don't want to do that. So, you know what, man? I'm just going to give it to Justin Fields.
Honestly,
no, I would give it to the coach. I would give it to the coach for
Glenn.
trusting the offense there at the end.
Okay, that's a good call. Let's switch it up. Let's go back to the Jets head coach, which, that, and then also the end of the first half. I don't know if you guys saw that too.
All that,
like a fake punt,
and then they just took
and he just ran out. Yeah. He was like, "Yeah, I'm going to get this fake punt in, and then I'm going to run out the clock and not do anything."
You should just give it to. Yeah, you should definitely give it to him.
Terrible showing for my guy. I'm already forgetting his name.
Aaron Glenn.
Aaron Glenn, yeah.
Thank you. Your goatee is dope. But enjoy that seltzer, man. You deserve it. That was a terrible showing for you and Justin Fields. Maybe you guys could split one.
For me, the seltzer is going to have to go to. It's unfortunate that I'm going to have to go here with it, but it's 3 weeks in a row that Jesse Minter's defense has been gashed for over 100 yards easily on the ground. And this week it was to a team that only had like 26 yards the week before.
Damn.
So sorry, Jesse Minter, as high as I was on you at the beginning of the year. You definitely earned the seltzer after these past couple weeks.
How many seltzers are you giving him?
Just the one.
Okay.
Just the one, but it's been building.
That's one and counting.
Yeah, it's been
it might be a tall can.
Yeah, it's been fizzing for a while.
It's a tall can, Phil's.
Yeah. So hopefully he can taste that seltzer and turn things around. Because he's not going to want to taste that again.
I want to get a beer back, man. Yeah. All right, Edgar.
All right, so
seltzers.
All right, so for my seltzer, obviously, like it's gonna go out to the offense. Somebody in the offense, or a group in the offense, I guess I'll say. I was gonna say Geno, but I can't give Geno. I'll give Geno 1 week of like rest of drinking these damn seltzers. But I'm gonna give it to the offensive line, especially the left tackle who's taking over Colton Miller. I know it's not easy, but dude, come on now, like you're giving up easy sacks and you're making really stupid decisions. Also, Jordan Meredith, I still think you shouldn't be a center, but fuck, man, I don't know if it's P. At this point, it's P. I'm not even gonna blame his son because he's the one that makes all the decisions. Jordan Meredith, dude, you need to go to guard. Your arms are too short. You fucking grab onto too many people and you're just completely lost. And last but not least, Dylan Parham. You're never consistent. 1 week you're good, another week fucking one of the worst guards ever. So yeah, those three are definitely Celsius of the week.
All right, 3/5 of the offensive line. So we'll hand out a 6-pack. We get 2 of them each.
I was gonna say I'll give them a six pack for those sacks that the defense got, because they definitely helped. They definitely helped the offense. But damn, that offensive line definitely didn't make it easy. Justin Simmons had one of hell of a game.
Yeah, he's a beast. He is a beast.
Sure is.
Okay, well, I think that pretty much covers it then, huh? Anything else to add to this week 6 recap? Jeez.
I know, dude. Once I went to Macy's or whatever, one of those stores. I saw the holiday things already coming out.
I know.
I'm like, dude, the season just started. Every time I think of Christmas, I'm like, it's almost the fucking last of the season.
Yep.
The only thing I got is still first place.
Barely held on. Okay, well then we'll move on to the next episode here we're going to record, which is going to be the Week 7 preview. But before we get into that, 115 days until Bo Nix wins his first Super Bowl.
Can't do it if the Chargers are in it.
Cheers.
Cheers.